lifting or eat. You seem kind of fat. What were you eating, Chris? Seem to be eating something right down to Google. Rufus. I think my antivirus is scanning it, and I think that's why it's lagging. Because it's trying to, like, do everything. Oh, shit. I mean, I do kind of agree with Obama, and that's why I got a salary hourly wage job. Because it's like, if you aren't aware of what people are doing, then they can say and do anything, and you'll have to believe it, you know? They could be like, oh yeah, my minimum wage isn't paying for shit, and you would never know because you don't have a minimum wage job. So, what would you know, you know? So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard to lie to me because, I mean, shit, I think I know a little bit too much now, considering I have the same job as people who are. But I think most of the problem is not coming from the salary. I think it's the mistreatment of them, or like the abuse of certain people. Because like how people see this is like they're like people with office jobs don't have to deal with other people, and I'm kind of like honestly like you don't understand some of the stuff that goes on. So yeah, it may seem like it's easier, but in all honesty, they deal with stuff that you probably will never understand. So I know it from both sides. Not that it really matters considering where I went to school, but yeah, I can see it from both sides why they're like fighting, but really it's a lot of miscommunication. So, oh, wrong controller. Ugh. I mean, I personally think it's the same shit. You know, like no matter what job you have, people are always gonna. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely the customer service. I think Thank you. I think a lot of people with customer service jobs think like, oh yeah, if I work in an office, things will be easier. And I'm like, honestly, like, no, it wouldn't, because instead of dealing with customers where you can use it to your advantage, you're working with people that are considered your coworkers, and honestly, at that point, it's a lot harder to deal with, because if it's a customer and you're trying to deal with a customer, like, it's very easy because it's going to be a pretty clear, like, you know, like, do it or don't do it kind of thing. Whereas, if it's your coworker and you don't know your boss, like, you're kind of just screwed because it's not going to go anywhere. And I think that's why a lot of corporations, they end up with, like, a lot of corruption. Because, but then it's not bad. I mean, it's bad and it's not bad. It's not bad because then the corruption is pretty clear who's doing it. Yeah, thank you. Except when, you know, the wrong person gets blamed. And yeah, it's kind of fucked, considering it's fucked. Like, if, consider, like, you're the CEO, right? So if you're the CEO, you're supposed to trust your managers, but then in a situation like that, you will not be able to trust your managers because your managers are actually the people who's making your company corrupt, and then the people at the very bottom who's trying to do their job and do it well are never going to be able to reach you. So like, you see how, like, that's why I said, like, there's a problem there. And then there's a whole privacy thing with the Google thing, thank you, where they're like, oh yeah, this is like over invasion of my privacy. I'm like, well, if you were doing your job, wouldn't you want your boss to know that you're doing your job? Like, I just don't understand why you would consider it invasion of privacy when it's like, I mean, if I'm fucking putting in the work and this motherfucker isn't doing shit, like, yeah, I would want my boss to fucking see that I'm fucking doing it, and he's not. So why is he the manager? I should be the manager. So all that Google privacy shit doesn't really make any sense to me. Thank you. So, I mean, it's just, you know how, like, when people have a salary job and then there's kids like me who went to private schools and they're like, oh, you don't understand shit, you went to a fucking private school, like, you don't understand what it's like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I have an hourly wage job, so for you to say that I don't understand or that I don't know anything is kind of, like, inaccurate, considering I probably know more about it than you do, because you're not working an hourly wage job, right? So why would you know more than me at this point, right? But most people like that don't really have an hourly wage job, and I know most of the time my friends don't really like to talk to people outside of their circle because it's, like, out of their comfort zone. So, like, for you to be like, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of stuck-up bitches, I'm like, well, I mean, have you seen how you treated me lately? Like, I don't think that's true, you know? But I really like talking to people, I like meeting people. It's just when they turn that shit around, like, it's some kind of threat to me, I'm like, I mean, I was just trying to be nice to you, but if you want to turn that shit around, like, I can fucking turn it right back around on you, like. I mean, if they're in banking and stuff, it wouldn't really matter. Or, like, if they're in real estate or, like, in marketing, you know, it would not matter for them, but I'm in tech. And we can all see how that would just fucking be so fucking bad. You know what I mean? To just say some stupid shit like that, you know? So, maybe for them it's not gonna matter because they're not in the same industry as me. But as far as, like, how it works for me, like, nah. It's actually gonna hurt my reputation and hurt my image and hurt anything associated with me, thank you, by being like that. So I started talking about the European thing now. Sounds familiar to me. I feel like there's freaking so no more mobility. But why though? What is the reason? You guys are forgetting Shyvana. I'm not staying. This thing doesn't build into anything. What the fuck, honestly. I would've ganked. That's just what I would do as a jungler. I don't know what you guys are doing. She maxed out Q. I mean, that other thing? Yeah, it is Q. What the fuck? I've been having 200 pings with, like, so I'm not surprised at these little, very little things that are happening. But it's okay, because I'm trying to learn how to use these new items, so it's not that bad. I mean, if I kept winning, I wouldn't learn shit. So, I mean, as much as it's bad and annoying, it's not that bad. And, like, the way that they're trying to win is very bad, so... I don't know how else to say it. Just like that. I don't ever use Minion Block, okay? But I know a lot of people in Europe really like using it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, you know? If you guys want a region lock, but then do everything that Europeans do, you know, I'm not the salty bitch here, so that's all I gotta say. Don't look at me, I don't give a shit. I'm probably the only person that doesn't give that many shits about, like, certain things just because, like, certain reasons. But, it's fine, you know? You're doing it uninstigated, unattacked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not instigating a fight, and I'm not doing it to you, so, like, for you to do it to me makes no sense. So, really doesn't matter for me. Thank you. Sounds like a personal problem. have a word here because they know I'm here. I'm sorry, I wanted to watch too, you know? Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't say shit. I just said I wanted to watch, you know? That's about the extent of what I wanted to say. Thank you. Well, I actually ignited Shyvana, so, I mean, from there, it was already kind of weird. But, anyways, isn't it supposed to be? I don't fucking know. I'm not the one who does math in this game. You know, you gotta talk to the people who actually do math in this game, and that's not me. I don't do math in this game. So, I should start. Well, it doesn't really make any sense if I do math and I don't know what I'm calculating. So, like, I don't know how that would ever work. But, I know a lot of you guys do. And I know a lot of you guys make intellectual content as well, where, like, say if you were following the rules and you're like, well, I mean, considering how, you know, I am able to understand all of this to say, like, you know, and I think that's why a lot of people were switching from Microsoft to Linux, because they were like, honestly, like, I'm so tired of dealing with this bullshit. So, I mean, that's kind of why China or Huawei started doing Linux instead of Windows, because they're like, well, shit, you know, we know what our customer wants, so it would kind of be counterproductive if we try to deny the facts, right? Like, so, I mean, white people don't understand because they're still trying to sell you Microsoft software, so, I mean, there's that. But considering how you want to talk about copyright, it is pretty racist to be like, no, copyright only works for white people and white people companies, you know? It's like, well, Huawei's an American, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so you're saying it doesn't work when you're not white? Like, it doesn't make me look bad considering all the Mexicans and black people in America. You realize, like, half of those people are scared to go back to their own country, right? And then you want to complain about those same people being, like, really fucked up immigrants. Like, what are you talking about? We told you there would be a problem, but you didn't want to listen. And you didn't want to let us to take care of that problem. What does that mean? Okay, so you know how like there's a lot of drug users or whatever that are like Mexicans and stuff? Well, you know, I'm pretty sure if they were in Mexico, they would be dead by now. But then you're like, oh, we're in America. We're not allowed to kill these people. Like, I think they wanted to kill them a long time ago, but you won't let them kill them. Because you're like, oh, El Chapo, you know, he's so bad. I'm like, I think there's a reason why they cut off their heads, you know? But hey, you know, you want them to be all like, oh. Anyways, it's called racism, guys. Well, if you're racist against Europeans, that's also racism, right? Like, I think you guys are missing the point here. Well, that region lock, I would consider that as racism, you know? Because it's like, we all know NA players are like, you know what I mean? So, like, when you put a region lock on European servers and European players, it's kind of like racism, right? Because they're not American. So if they're not American, thank you, then technically that's racism because you don't want, you know what I mean? Anyways. Well, Europeans actually, I think, have more immigrants than America does. So, considering, yeah, they are on the same plane, right? Like, you don't even have to cross an ocean or anything. Yeah, but they're, like, from all things, right? Because, dude, they're so dumb. Alright, anyways, I can't communicate with morons, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna flash into a fight. Dude, are they really this bad? Jesus. I'm sorry, I know I was gonna die, I just wanted to fucking juke them real quick. Because I think they really are that bad. I mean, fuck, dude. It's not like I'm gonna be dead too long. It's not like I'm carrying the fucking team. Like, I'm really not missing out on that much, you know? Anyways. Why am I like this? Like, what? This is fucking... I mean, I personally don't have a problem with the European style of not really letting anybody play because nobody gives a shit. But, hey, you know, that's just me. Oh my gosh, I ignited her, but it didn't work. Well, it's not like she stunned me, so yeah, that would be suspicious. I don't know why the fuck Riot fixed the lock cam. Like, honestly, that's not what I wanted fixed! Why'd you fix that out of all the things you could have fixed? No, let's just fix lock cam first. Oh, what the fuck? Sure, let's play without locking my camera. Let's see what Oblivion I fucking flashed to for no goddamn reason. Let's fucking see. No shit, Sherlock. Dude, I don't understand. Did you guys see me click on like Urgot the whole time, right? But then I didn't move. Like what the fuck? Anyways, some of the things Riot does, it doesn't make any sense to me, you know? Like they add this, but then it's like I don't I personally don't get it. You know, it doesn't really fix the thing that I was talking about, but I guess, you know, I think any game dev would have understood me. Just the fucking Zoe Quinns of programmers probably didn't. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about because you're not fucking using our words. Okay, half of what Linux does is not really using your words either. They probably created a bunch of words that are never taught at school. But hey, I would like to report, please, thank you. Or actually, technically, I don't need a report, but at the same time, they're like, oh, you can't sell my private information. So I mean, fuck, I gotta do it in a way where you can get it. That's not your private information. So let's just fucking wait. I mean, the reason why I do this is because I want you guys to learn. Because once you guys learn and you understand this is the same excuse they're going to be using when you have your cryptocurrency startup. You know, they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, I lost my wallet and now, you know, it's your fault. It's like, no, it's really not. I think it's your own personal choice and your own personal actions. That's really the problem. I don't think our company should be liable for that. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of cryptocurrency startups know what I'm talking about because it's kind of unfair to be held at fault for something when your terms are as clear as the banking industry's terms, and it's just like, bro, like, how am I still responsible for this? Like, I swear to God, I wrote like 5 pages on it explaining why I would not be liable, and you fucking signed a consent to it. So, like, how in the fuck am I still liable for this shit? You know what I mean? But, anyways, no, that's why I got an hourly wage job, because I wanted to see if people were really as innocent as they said they were, so. Well, actually, I don't think it was that much of wind trading. What should I even report it as? What do you guys want? Oh yeah, pings, right, thank you. I actually wanted to skip this song, like, halfway through typing. but, but I was kind of scared that I forget what I was doing, so. Do you see me hiding it? Jesus, I'm not talking about it. Doesn't mean I'm hiding it. I think I've made it pretty fucking clear that if anything happens to my cryptocurrency, it would technically not even be my fault. Yeah, but I feel like if I explain it on my platform, you know, people are gonna stop using that platform, and then that's just another door being closed for no reason, and I don't, no, I don't feel like really protecting them that way, so, I don't know, I don't remember. Well, the police are kind of the same way, you know, they don't want their people talking about their stuff, you know what I mean? Like, if the military is doing something, they don't want other military people going like, hey, you know, this is what we're doing today at work, ha ha ha, let's all share our government secrets, everybody. Like, they don't like that either. So, I mean, no offense, but you can pretend all you goddamn want, but I would hope that my social security is fucking safe, okay? I don't want some social security officer being like, oh yeah, yeah, you know, I work at the social security office. Did you want something? Like, bro, don't do that. I would hope that it's still a secret. Like, I mean, so what else do you guys mean you don't want it to be government secrets? Like, because releasing my social security is kind of a human rights violation, right? Because it's my right to privacy, like it's your right to privacy, right? Except I'm actually obeying the law and you're not. So, well, if you're gonna make them look bad, then I would say you're more of the problem than I am, right? And they probably dislike you more than they would dislike me, right? I mean, if you want to brag about knowing certain people, then I'm pretty sure they can give you an answer, but don't fucking ask me. I'm not associated with any of that. I just watch a lot of documentaries on information that they purposely make public, and I don't think anything you do is anything they want. I'm not doing any of that, so that might just be a you thing. Well, we're not in China, are we? It's not really a problem for me, though. It doesn't really matter if you say that to me, because I'm not doing it. Oh yeah, what about the European thing? Well, people have been doing that to Jensen for a really long time, actually. You know, they were all like, oh, fuck Jensen, how come Jensen got unbanned? That motherfucker deserves to be permanently banned. And then it's like, oh yeah, he's our last hope for North America. Like, oh, now you like him? Like, now you want him to help? Like, Jensen's our last hope, and you're all of a sudden like perfectly fine with the fact that he DDoSed people, and I thought you said like he deserved a permanent ban and he should have never gotten on ban. But now it's okay, right? Goddamn Americans. You guys are so fucking embarrassing. Like, there's people like Obama, you know, who talks professionally, and then there's people like Trump, you know. But either way, thank you. We're both Americans. Like, just because I disagree with how much you disrespect people does not mean I'm not an American. It just means I'm not fucked up like you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of Americans want immigration, you know? I'm not against immigration, but if you're a crackhead and the only person that knows how to deal with you is people like El Chapo, then, I mean, shit, yeah, I'm gonna support El Chapo. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not afraid of the FBI, then, I mean, what's the point of supporting the FBI? The whole point of having the FBI is so you're fucking, like, scared shitless of them. Thank you. But you're not scared shitless of them. You're scared shitless of getting your head cut off by El Chapo. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go support El Chapo versus the FBI, right? Because you're not afraid to go to federal prison. That apparently means nothing to you, right? But getting your head cut off by the cartel, right? That's more terrifying than federal prison. Like, I don't understand. I would hope that saying you're going to federal prison would be enough of a threat, but I guess only people like you think, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't mean shit to go to federal prison unless my head's fucking cut off. So, you know what? I don't fucking know, man. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the threat of you're going to federal prison with no computer access and you're going to be in solitary confinement. Like, I will lose my shit. You know what I mean? But you're like, oh yeah, that's not a fucking threat to me. I don't know shit anyways. Okay, well, not all of us wants to go to federal prison with an isolation. Like, you know what I mean? We don't all need to get our goddamn heads cut off. That's just you. That doesn't make me any less American, thank you. If anything, I think a lot of FBI agents would be like, Christine's probably even more American because she actually wants to support the federal system, right? Anyways, thank you. No, I think that's why a lot of people have been getting arrested for being spies, because it's like, if you're not going to be afraid of the federal government, thank you, then, I mean, you're probably a spy, right? Because you think you have some kind of special connection that can get you out of stuff. So, I mean, I can see from a federal standpoint how they would consider you guys like American fucking spies to come and overthrow a government because you're not afraid of the federal government, right? You're not afraid of the FBI. You're not afraid of what they have consequences for you, right? Thank you. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense why they would think that you're a fucking spy and want to deport you, right? Thank you. I mean, obviously I didn't fucking forget because you don't see me downloading any goddamn music, right? So obviously I didn't fucking forget. No, that's why I said white supremacy is more like nationalism. Well, okay, maybe not the nationalism that white people do, but the but the Taiwanese nationalism, you know, because our nationalism is like we love our country and we want our country to be the best that it possibly can be. You know what I mean? And anything that kind of gets in our way is not the nationalist way, because they don't care about our country and they don't want to make our country better. They want to make our country look stupid and weak. And that's not really kind of the nationalism, you know? Like, I understand there's like fucked up black people or there's like fucked up Mexicans or whatever, but you should probably talk to their leader. And if they don't listen to their leader, then I'm pretty sure it's a mutual problem between both of you. So why would you guys fight each other instead of kill that person? That's actually the problem. You know what I mean? Like, say there's like a Mexican crackhead, right? And the cartel's been trying to fucking get this guy for like months. So why would you start protecting that crackhead instead of being like, yeah, we also don't want these goddamn crackheads in our fucking shit. So why wouldn't you guys just kill the crackhead together instead of like fighting each other to protect the crackhead? Like, honestly, like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, when it comes to turf and stuff, like, I guess you can fight it out, or you can just like be like, how do I say this? You know how like when it's not property tax, that's like government stuff. I'm saying like how I explain it is, say like I have friends in East Palo Alto, thank you. I have friends in East Palo Alto, right? So why would I try to pretend like I know what's going on in East Palo Alto instead of just asking my friends? Like, you know, you know what I mean? Instead of just being like, yeah, I'm here to take your fucking land. Instead of saying that, why don't I just be like, hey, you know, since I don't know anything about East Palo Alto, why don't I just trust you and you can be in charge of this? And then we can have this mutual thing. And it's like, well, if you need any jobs, you know, I always need employees. So it's like, you know, and then it can be the other way around where it's like, instead of me going to East Palo Alto for help, it could be like East Palo Alto coming to help me when I need stuff in other places, you know, be like, hey, do you know anybody else and anywhere else? Like, I don't understand this whole point of like territory thing, because it's like you don't even know that land, you don't know that culture, you don't know how the people are. So like, even if you try to take over that land, it's really not going to end well for you. Thank you. Like, it's probably going to fuck you more than, you know what I mean? Because if someone who understands East Palo Alto can control East Palo Alto, then why would you kill that person instead of working with that person who understands the people? Thank you. And people would trust him. You know what I mean? There's just no point. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Ugh. I mean, you can try, but I don't think anybody's gonna listen to you. You know what I mean? I think if you kill East Palo Alto's leader, I think you're gonna have a huge revolution on your hands. And on top of that, if they say something like, well, if they're gonna kill our leader, then I mean, what makes you think that this person is not going to abuse you the same way? And it's like, well, they, you, exactly. Like, anyways, I'm just saying this because like I know there's a lot of like turf wars, like, oh yeah, we want this corner, or I want this corner. You guys should just like work together, honestly. You can be like, well, you know, these people like Hispanic drug dealers better, and these people like white people drug dealers better, or like these people like black drug dealers better. So it's like, you cannot force, you know what I mean? Like, what if, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, you gotta, dude, I'm just fucking, anyways. I'm just saying, okay, I don't really like the whole turf war thing, and I don't really like people getting shot over stuff. You know, I really don't like it. And honestly, sometimes, you know, you want to buy drugs from this person, you want to buy drugs from this person. It's all different, you know? How does that work in real life? Well, I mean, if you mean professional-wise, they kind of just talk to each other, you know? And that's why usually they don't like to hire people to make deals unless they kind of know, you know, because they don't feel comfortable. So that's why I'm kind of saying, like, even if you have a turf war, it's just gonna scare everybody away because now they're all scared. Instead of being like the cartel and being like, well, if you do this, then this is gonna happen. And then when there's abuse of power, then, you know, so, I mean, it's pretty, it's not that difficult. I don't know, I don't understand the problem. No, that's why I just call them crackheads, because that's just what crackheads do. Like, I don't know. I think she was physical or something. But this is like a support room, so it's like, should I? Am I not supposed to play support rooms, and I should play like? Right? What the fuck? All right. Anyways, what does that have to do with anything? Because I know a lot of people in esports are probably crackheads, anyways, and like, you guys try to take advantage of the fact, like, oh yeah, you don't know anything, you don't know anything. I'm like, I think your behavior says it all. Like, you don't need to tell me shit. I think everything, the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you treat other people, the way you act around other people, like, just that itself just speaks volumes, you know? No, no, no. Okay, so I used to do a lot of drugs, right? So a lot of people would be like, yeah, yeah, I got the plug, you know? And then, like, after a while, you're like, bro, where's the drugs? And be like, well, you know, my cousin has it. It's like, bro, like, I know you don't got the drugs. Because if they had the drugs, why would they need to call their cousin? Hello, duh. Anyways, so the shit you learn while doing drugs, like, is actually, honestly, I feel like very, very educational and very, very beneficial. Like, I learned that some people are just fucking full of shit. And, you know, there's so much things you can learn from drugs. And it's not, it's like, even if I talk about it, you're never gonna learn it. You know what I mean? I could be like, yeah, you know, you learn to read people. It's like, okay, how do you read people? You will never fucking know because you never bought drugs, so you will never know how to fucking read people, right? So I can tell you about it, but you're never gonna fucking know. Are we really chasing this? This is even a fucking good idea. Why did I get kidnapped? I didn't want to get in there. What the fuck? Why would I go in there? Wait, did you just fucking? Oh my gosh, she's my ADC. God damn it. Why? I'm not even fucking blocking you. I called it, didn't I? I was like, this shit is not gonna fucking last. This isn't the best sports in the world, I must say. None of them have mana. So what is the point? And I'm not really getting that much. Riot has officially taken away all my gold income. Ah! It's okay. You don't see. That's not actually me complaining. That's just me bitching. You know, there's a difference between complaining and bitching. I'm just bitching. I'm not complaining. I'm bitching. Feel free to ignore me when I be a bitch. You know, it's perfectly fine. You ever hang out with cokeheads, right? Like people who do coke a lot, right? And they always have like all these goddamn questions for you. Just like Jesus Christ, like fucking sober people don't even have that many questions, you know. But hey, they're crackheads, and that's what crackheads do. They fixed this. I don't really have attack speed though, so I mean I don't really have damage yet. So like I didn't see the point of killing anything. I can only stun and heal. Because healing never really mattered. Do I think this is a good idea? I mean, I don't really want to. No, okay, so the runes, they don't work unless you get attack speed runes. So I already fucked up there. So I figured might as well just defend at this point. Can I get lifesteal since I'm physical? Mm. I always try to build lifesteal on everything to the point where I think Brian's getting tired of my shit. I mean, I can see how this works with Lucian, but you gotta have like really good synergy with Lucian though. Why? That's why. It's Lee. You're gonna get me in trouble! Goddamn junglers! I keep forgetting I didn't download it on here. I was surprised. I was like, is this guy really gonna let me win this fight? Are you serious? What is this? 500? 150? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember this. Why didn't I all, my flash is down and my ignite is down? Hello? I was only trying to help you guys. I would have done fine just farming! Did you guys not realize that they fixed this? What the fuck? I don't think any ADCs are overpowered anymore, which sucks. But, whatever. I don't think any champion that cannot jungle such is anything I like to play. Why? I personally like roam heavy champions. Do I still? Yeah, what the fuck? I'm not trying to be all fucking not good anymore. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did click back and it didn't work. So I guess I caught him in something. I mean, if you click ignite and you click on the person, you're supposed to move back, right? Like, that's how it's supposed to work. So I don't know why I didn't go backwards, but there's that. There's a rise? They have a rise? We have a Quinn, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, that's a different style, though. It's not gonna work. This is too much cooldown. Riot purposely made it this long of a cooldown on purpose. Like, I don't think you guys fucking get it. I don't really think that's a threat considering everybody else would keep playing it. Just you won't. I think they have a ward here. I mean, why would that, like, why would that affect me though? Like, oh wait, do I have to make it public though? Oh yeah, so I understand there's a lot of like blitz scripts, but I mean, Europeans love using those things, so like, honestly, it doesn't make sense why you would support the region lock when you do the same thing. It just seems kind of fucked up, you know? In my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you do the same thing, but you want them to have the region lock. So like, why would you want the region lock if you're doing the same thing? Which, so, does that make sense? Like, if you're doing the same thing, you would obviously agree with them, but you don't agree with them, so that's just suspicious as fuck to me. Well, I mean, if you get reported, then, I mean, you're not as innocent as you seem, right? See what I mean? Like, I can't ever fucking... Oh my gosh. I can't ever ignite this fucking Kaisar, like, no matter what the fuck I do. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not the one who uses scripts. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, if I'm... Why would... Well, actually... I'm actually curious, because I know a lot of people, they're like, yeah, well, if I don't... Wait, what? Yeah, but they're not stupid. Like, they know when you're setting shit up. You know, like, if they already know that much, then you really think they're that dumb that they're not gonna know, like, you set it up, like... I'm not setting anything up, though. Like, I genuinely don't know anybody. I'm pretty sure you guys are the people that they've been looking for. Why? How do I know that? Well, since I've been doing drugs, like, it's pretty obvious who's friends with who. Just based on, like, you know what I mean? Thank you. Like, you know when certain people are like, oh yeah, I got the drugs, and I'm like, waiting for the drugs. I'm like, no, obviously you don't have the drugs, because we're still fucking waiting, so. And, you know, so, I mean, I guess that's kind of the only way I can define how I fucking know. Like, there's really genuinely no other way. It's just, I've done a lot of drugs, and, you know, people who have the best drugs won't ever keep you waiting, because they're not fucking full of shit. They're not like, oh yeah, I got the drugs, and then we're like 5 hours in and still no drugs. Like, anyways. I've been pretty open about my drug use. That's why, like, I know that you guys are using drugs, because I have friends who don't use drugs, and they don't act anything like you guys. That's all I gotta say. No, that's also why they don't like people like you in their circle, because they're like, bro, like, we're not really trying to do drugs right now, like, fuck off, you know? And, like, everything that you guys do to me, I can't really blame them. You know, it's just kind of like, I mean, if they're gonna abuse me and I do drugs, like, imagine the shit that they would do to you when you don't do drugs. Technically, you make yourself look bad. Nobody else is making you look bad except yourself. It doesn't make me look bad, like, for the billionth time. It doesn't affect me at all. Why? Because I have a lot of different ways. Like, remember the cryptocurrency thing and then how I tweeted that and it was just like, wait. And I still don't think they get it. Like, I still don't think they understand why they, like, are fucked. Because what I'm scared of, what's gonna happen is they're gonna stop using... Sorry, you guys can't see my people. What I think is gonna happen is they're gonna stop using it and downloading it on desktop, and I think that's gonna fuck you guys really hard because then you won't have a way in. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to not say anything because, like, I I don't really want to teach them how to, like, you know what I mean? I feel like you guys want that, like... Does that kind of make sense? Like, I'm pretty sure you guys still want them to download it. Well, actually... See, that's the thing. Like, that's kind of why I was tweeting about the Wall Street and the FBI and the mob and all that stuff. Because, I mean, you guys don't really have any other guarantee besides that, you know? So, I mean, if I do say this, you have to realize, like, they're gonna go the legal way, and even the legal way doesn't really have a resolution yet, so the best method would probably be whatever it is now. You know what I mean? Because, like, okay, here, I'll show you guys what I mean. Well, this is kind of why. Well, it really depends. I think there's a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is I actually want to test out your codes. Like the way you guys write is actually really fucking awesome. The few that do write, you know, like some of your ideas are actually really, really fucking good. And like, I feel like the reason why they started doing this is because of Zaya. No, Kindred was just like a fucking mistake. Cause like you know how there's always like two OP and then we start boycotting afterwards. So I think they're trying a different way. Exactly. I feel like I have said this before. So like, but now it's just like, God, people are so stupid. Anyways, the people that get it, you guys get what I mean, right? So yeah, it's entertaining. I have to lose games because Riot doesn't really trust any of you motherfuckers. So yeah, and not all Riot employees are fucking like challengers. Like, I don't really understand like what your insult is. Like, are you insulting me or are you insulting Riot employees? Like, I don't know where this is really actually attacking. You know, like. All right. Anyways, that's not why I am unbannable. Trust me, I will get banned. Okay. If anything, I will get banned even more because of my association in the tech world. Like, they would be like, "This is unacceptable, Christine." Alright, I need to stop fucking myself. Alright, let me find that fucking thing for you. FBI organized crime in Wall Street. No, I write like this because I remember, like, kind of what the article was. Oh, it's SEC, sorry. SEC, FBI, who the fuck cares? It's all the same shit. Alright, anyway, so, testimony concerning the involvement of organized crime on Wall Street. So this is one of the main reasons why I mean, you guys can always go this way to deal with it. Okay, just I didn't warn you. Play Store removes apps. Here we go. That's better. New Android threat. Google confirms malicious apps removed from Play Store. Uninstall now. So, as you can tell, I'd never bought anything on... I never used anything on the internet, on the computer, just because of how Bitcoin farming works, right? So, if you're Bitcoin farming and you get hacked, that's because it's connected to your computer, right? So, if I download Coinbase, okay, follow me here. Okay, follow! So, if I download my app if I download Coinbase, thank you, from my Play Store, which is on my Android phone, which still upholds the warranty, right, the security warranty because I did not root my phone, then legally, I will get my money back. Because I used my Chase card, which is insured by the bank. It is insured by the Play Store. It is also insured by Android's warranty. Right? Are you following here? Are you following? And even if I use Crypto.com, they're working with Visa. So are you seeing why the fuck I brought up the SEC testimony, organized crime on Wall Street now? And see how you kind of fucked yourself there? Or did those dots was not clear enough for you? That's why I kept saying, like, I don't know if you guys want me to say this, but, you know, like,
But you're kind of fucked though, because you've been bragging about Bitcoin farming for like years and years and years. So I mean, they know all your fucking shit just from all your fucking farming. So there's no way out of that shit. You know, that's why I never bought any Bitcoins and I never bought anything with a wallet. I never bought any of these things because I know how it could be traced back to me. So I made sure that it went through Visa, it went through the App Store, it went through my Android warranty phone, it went through my Chase bank account because Chase is big as fuck. You know that, right? So if you try to fuck them, they're gonna fuck you pretty hard, you know? And so is Visa. And so is the Play Store, and so is Google. So yeah, they're gonna fuck you pretty fucking hard if you try to fuck with their system, you know? So, I mean, I made goddamn sure. And I think cryptocurrency startups would also want this protection because I don't think they want to pay out you motherfuckers like that, right? They don't want some dumb shit coming into their fucking, you know, cryptocurrency startup and being like, hey, you owe me billions of dollars. It's like, bro, like, you signed the contract, right? So, what do we owe you? Because Bitcoin itself, right? Bitcoin itself is non-liable, and that's why I made sure to download it from the Play Store. Thank you. I made sure to download Coinbase from the Play Store, so it would have to be not my problem. You know, it would be between Play Store and Coinbase, which would then be a Google problem because, you know, you're the dumb shit that allowed it to happen, and you didn't remove it. So, I mean, I already did my part by not buying all these fucking weird ass fucking cryptocurrency shit I've never even fucking heard of. I've only bought Ether and I've only bought like Bitcoins, and then the other stuff I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I want to pass $5. But you guys are hella funny. You guys are like, oh, that drop must be hella bad. I'm like, bitch, did you guys not see what I did today? Anyways, um, uh, yeah, nothing we can talk about. No, this is why I kept telling you guys, don't make any friends. Like, there's no fucking point. Like, even if someone wants to tell me that I'm like stock manipulating, I'll be like, bitch, where? I don't have any friends. Like, I don't talk to anybody. How the fuck am I gonna manipulate shit when I don't have any fucking friends, right? Oh, you guys want to explain me to that? I mean, for the sake of cryptocurrency startups, I will. Alright, so it was a SEC Elon Musk something Twitter tweet or something like that. So SEC agreed to line agreement Friday that will give the CEO no wait, hold on. No, I need to see what the SEC oh here we go. So Tesla is being charged with making false and misleading statements. Alright. The reason why I love this, alright, is because you guys just really fucked yourself. You know, before it would be like hella shit. Like, everybody would be on Twitter being like, okay, don't buy this. I swear it's gonna fucking drop because they know somebody or know somebody, right? But it doesn't matter because it's like public information, so you can't really hold that person liable, right? And then some dumbass motherfucker was just like, yeah, let's just fucking do that. Let's just fucking get this guy criminally charged, and now you will never get any goddamn ideas. And even if you try to force your friend, be like, oh yeah, but like, I'm like your friend, you know? Like, you should totally tell me because, like, we're friends, okay? Like, now you could be like, well, I do not want to go to federal prison because that's what's gonna happen if you get, like, right? The SEC is federal, like, you know that, right? So, now when you try to get shit from your friends, they'll be like, well, I don't really want the FBI to look at my shit, you know? Like, I enjoy my privacy, I enjoy my freedom. So, like, I cannot give you any advice. Like, you know, like, have you seen, thank you, have you seen what happened to Elon Musk? Like, I cannot give you any advice, you know? Because, okay, just so you guys know, the reason why I say this is Jordan Belford FBI investigation. I think they were, like, phone tapping him, right? Who spent 6 years investigating him on suspicion of money laundering. So, like, the FBI was hella tapping their shit. Like, the FBI does that shit sometimes. They'll just tap you, or there'll be, like, an undercover agent who communicates with you, you know? So, like, you know, And they don't just do it like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing, like first time violation, I'm gonna get you now, like no, they like let you fuck up for like years and years and years, and then they'll be like, yep, so remember that one time and that other time and that other time you said this and that time you said this, yeah. We got it all on file. So now about that time that you're about to spend in federal prison, because that's pretty much what they did with Jordan Belfort. If you're not aware of, like, if you don't pay attention. So yeah, that's another reason why I never wanted to be associated with any of you guys who are like, oh yeah, I'm Bitcoin rich. I'm like, okay, well, enjoy this because I'm not trying to be an accessory. Here, let me explain to you. FBI accessory to a crime. There we go. Okay, ego. What? Let me wear my glasses. These lines are too small. No, okay, here. Remember in what was it? Grown Ups? No, it's not Grown Ups. Role Models. Thank you. Role Models. Remember that fucking movie? You know how he was in like? Remember when he like rode up the fucking car on a statue? Remember? He was all like, she was all like, well, you're an accessory to the crime and you are a party too. And he was like, no, I am not the party. So why am I liable when I'm not the party? I was a party too, but I wasn't the party. So like, for me, it was hella funny because I was like, this is why I don't want to be friends with any of you guys, because it's like, I am now an accessory too, and I am now a party too. Like, even though if I'm not the party, I am not the party because I'm not the party doing it, but I am a party too because I know you. So now I'm automatically a party too, you know? Because you guys remember, like, when he drove up the statue, like, he wasn't even there, I think. Role models, statues. Remember this? Remember how he drove up the fucking car, right? Like, you guys remember this shit, right? Like, he drove up the fucking... See, he didn't do anything. He just fucking sat in the car and everything. I don't know how the fuck to work this, so you guys are gonna have to watch this yourself because I honestly, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know how to turn it on. See, a party too, not the party. See, I tell you. Yeah, so at least that lawyer part was real, because that's usually how they're gonna, So, I mean, yeah, there's a reason why I say I do not want to be associated with you. Oh yeah, the driving the getaway car. Thank you. So I know a lot of police officers and lawyers like to use this example where they're like, we understand you just drove the getaway car, but like honestly, you're still involved in the crime because you drove and you were there, or like you're associated with them because you're friends with them, you know? So yeah, it's always stuck with me, and I'm good. Yeah, I'd much rather be alone than be in federal prison for being your fucking friend. Besides the part where you said, oh yeah, I can just snitch on them. Like, they're the ones who fucking taught me to do it. So yeah, there's that as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much other stuff that I can say. Like, this is pretty fucking clear, you know? So I don't understand. I mean, everybody else fucking got it. But yeah, the only reason why I said something is because, you guys are right. I am kind of holding back the community by not saying anything, but that's honestly, I thought it was kind of like not so much snitching, but like I figured you guys could use the information, but legal money is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I just didn't know if you guys wanted it yet or not, because now that I've said this, I don't think you guys are gonna get any more just chilling. I really don't give a fuck what Coinbase is because they are working with Chase. So obviously Chase trusts them. Like, you guys realize that like Chase isn't just gonna like allow the app to just let them sign into their fucking website. Like, you guys realize this part, right? Or like you guys don't really get it. Anyways, is Coinbase that safe now that you guys keep fucking asking me this question? I don't fucking know anymore. But yeah, at least, oh wait, no, Coinbase does not let you sign into Chase, sorry. But considering how Chase is a very big bank, I'm not that worried. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I can select my fucking bank. See, okay, so this is Coinbase, right? Because there's some, like, information here. But, okay, so you go to add account right here, right? You see what? You see what? Like, add account. What? It says, you see how it says, like, add account, right? And then you go to right here. You go to add account. And then you go to continue. Then it gives you options. So why did I not want to use PayPal? Because PayPal actually is not that rich yet. If you compare the amount of money that Chase makes versus the amount of money that PayPal makes, like, they're uncomparable. And like the amount of laws implemented because of dumbasses like fucking cryptocurrency just newbies, thank you, are pretty much the reason why banks have like 50 pages of agreements. Like, so that's why I didn't really think using PayPal would be a good idea, because I feel like, remember that time, thank you, you guys were like, isn't this fraud? I'm like, yeah, you fucking idiot, and you fucking let me do it. Instead of just talking to the... Okay, so remember the PayPal refund thing, right? Instead of giving people money back, you should have been like, well, we have to force the seller to do it because it's like, you know what I mean? And then I know a lot of people who do deliveries, thank you, you guys take pictures, or like, so you guys could be like, well, take a picture of what you got and take a picture of what you're sending. And then you guys can cross-reference the post office stuff, because it's like, well, actually, see, that's where it gets really dark. Because I know, like, I used to have friends who would sell weed over fucking mail. So, I don't know if they still do that, or, like, they even fixed that system yet or anything. So, like, I know that shit gets pretty fucking dark. So that's why I'm kind of like, that's kind of probably going to be your personal problem, PayPal, that I will never be able to fix. Because you guys wanted to make money that way, and, well, that's on you now. I just would trust the cartel and the mob and stuff, because, like, the mob is known for, like, wanting deals that are stable and long-lasting. So, I think that might be a personal thing. I don't know why Experion keeps trying to fucking, like, do this dark web shit, like, so annoying. Thank you. Yeah, wasn't Experion hacked? Oh, it's Equifax. So what the fuck is Equifax? No, that's why I laugh whenever you guys are like, yeah, they're a hella shitty person, but they're doing well. I'm like, okay. I'll let you think what you think, and I'm gonna just stay the fuck away from you, that's all I know. Why am I using the One Piece? I wanted the Sakura one, and someone's making me a case for Choco Choco. Woohoo! Dude, honestly, I've given... Oh no, the black is coming off, because I've been dropping my phone. Oh no, it's not coming off. It's just crusty shit. I think it's ashes. Just turn on the music just to listen. Alright, anyways. Oh. Oh, I don't understand wireless chargers. Glasses still give me migraine. No matter... Oh shit. No matter what you guys say, glasses give me fucking migraines. Oh shit. It's like fucking... My lotion! On my hands, the lotion! Got on my glasses, the lotion! Okay, sorry. I'm just so over the serious talk and like fucking depressing shit. Rufus, you're like purposely trying to make it difficult for me to pick you up. And you're overheating. That way. I have pants on. And you guys thought I wouldn't have pants. Psych! My legs just eat shorts, okay? Leave it alone!
No, go on to bed. Freaking overheating dog.
I want to go to the hot tub and go to sleep.
That's what I want to do right now. This is my last game and I'm leaving. I don't know how to do this. Why does it have this? Because I can't see on the thing. Oh shit. This just sucks.
Anyways.
No, my antivirus didn't let me use OBS. When am I gonna buy it? Honestly, I should probably block out recording. I would have been perfectly fine with it. I should just do an update and be like, nah, man. I don't know how to increase bitrate. How do I increase my resolution? Oh, this shit works. Do I know why it does this? I genuinely think it is my antivirus. Do I think it's bad? No. It doesn't bother me. If that's what you're asking. I don't care. Why don't I ever care? I just don't. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm dying or I'm losing or anything. I just don't care. Dude, it gets stuck. I'm the only person who sees this. It gets stuck in like. I want to download right now. Me? Oh, I'm watching. Whenever I'm bored, I'm watching. Why did I say that? Say what? Why did I say that stuff about, what was the question? Hold on. Where is that? I mean, what I think is best is that, but honestly, it's not gonna work. Because, I only have one room page now, because it generally does not even matter. But, see, I only have one room page, and this is all default. But, so, reason why I don't want to use AP is because Riot won't let me, and I don't want to use attack damage because Riot won't let me. I mean, it works, but it really does not work with a champion. You have to really go attack speed. And the support runes also do not work, because look at my last game. So, I don't know what you want from me. I think I have to restart it. What is the question? I don't understand. Thursday night football? Oh my goodness. We gotta go watch some Thursday night football. Why do you always look so depressed, people? Next. Oh, I actually really like her. Old school indie. How do I fucking change this? Like, I just don't understand. Split mode? Fucking split. Oh my goodness. Go back. Honestly, she's kind of. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so that. Thank you. So a lot of times, the reason why I said what I said on Twitter is because it seems like a lot of women would, or men actually, people in general, would try to do shit like this just to get attention, and that's why it's very stressful for me because now I have to spend that time trying to explain to people why I'm not doing it for popularity and why, you know. So it just like creates more problems for me while I'm trying to solve problems. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why it stresses me out a lot because it's like I understand there's no other way to fix the problem, but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? And I understand a lot of people think that I'm using it as a way to get attention, but I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, at this given moment and at this given time, there's no other way, and I don't really like how it's like that, you know? But, yeah. Oh, that's why I said it was crackheads. Because technically, I'm not even supposed to be really talking about this if it was like in real life. Like, there would be no need to do this. I mean, it's a lot less stressful when I just tweet an article and be like, "Huh, you done fucked up now," versus like trying to do it all, you know. That's not my area of expertise now, is it? If people weren't using this way to gain popularity, would I keep doing it? Yes, because it would just be a discussion. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like, oh, she's doing it for attention. It would be like, okay, this is like a genuine discussion. But now it just seems like I'm trying to get attention, which is like really fucking stressful for me because it's not true. Well, that's kind of the beauty of like journalism, right? Because journalists will write and like ask you like, is this true? So it's not like misunderstood. So I'm not understanding.
This is why I kept saying she's not very good, but I understand you guys want to see it. So, here you go. There you go. You see it now. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Jin, what the fuck are you doing? Oh shit, sorry. I'm fucking boosted. What is this game? It's fucking boosted!
My W didn't work when it's supposed to.
Anyways,
I feel like I should probably get Cole instead.
why couldn't I? My flash is down, you guys, and I didn't buy any boots. And I didn't buy any heels. Why didn't I? I was gonna rely on lifesteal. Is there lifesteal in Mon? Damn it. I guess not. It's her mobility. I don't think she has the script. She has too much mobility and I can't fucking move anywhere. Someone did it in solo queue. You guys realize most of the stuff I learn is from solo queue, right? Oh yeah, and pro play. Of course. Rarely do I ever come up with shit unless it's like fucking trying to build something, then I might come up with it, but otherwise, like most of it, I learn it from pros or I learn it from just random people in solo queue that I play with. Well, whatever kills me is what I learn from. So if you've ever killed me, then I probably have tried to learn from you in some way or another. Yeah, that's why I said no ADCs can solo carry anymore. They don't have to work as a team. I mean, Sivir used to be. People got hella tilted. Oh man, those group fights were so much fun. Those group fights were probably like one of my favorite things about playing Sivir. Oh my gosh, what the fuck. Why were they my favorite? Because like everybody would just stand together and then... Yeah, I think even Riot thought it was unbalanced because they definitely took that away. I know a lot of people have been saying, why don't you build tank on Senna? And honestly, I don't know because I'm not a tanker. I'm not tanky. I'm not a tank builder. I don't play tanky at all. So you guys might want to ask that to somebody who actually plays a lot of tanks to see if they can do it. Because I just play whatever the fuck I want. And whatever works for the champion. So, no, Senna cannot 1v anything. So I don't like to play her. I haven't showered for like a week. I mean, 3 days or so. Yeah, I think we tried that like first day. Didn't work. I like this boulder. Fuck, dude. Oh my gosh, I hate how this queue works. Oh my god. Why do I say that? I mean, Riot, I feel like spent like an insane amount of time making sure that she cannot be broken. Job well done, thank you. She is definitely unbreakable. As hard as I've tried, it does not work. Why am I complimenting it? Because it actually takes a lot of work to like come up with an idea like this. Like you guys might think it's easy, but I don't think it is easy at all. No, there's also the range. Oh, shit. Wrong one. There's a fucking wall in the middle of the road! I feel like this keeps me so preoccupied. Oh my gosh.
I don't think Riot nerfed that. Yeah, I don't think Riot took away that option. I don't think it's a buff. What, you guys, you don't see the, like... I think this is a really bad place to recall. I just thought I'd share with you guys. I like to go from the jungle in. I don't like to walk straight into a lane. Why do you guys like doing that? I fucking hate doing that. Why do you guys always like walking like straight into a lane? Why don't you guys ever go from the jungle? I just don't understand you guys. Why do you guys like that? You... Obviously. Yeah, I don't have any auto abilities, even if I get, like, all attack speed. So, like, I don't know, I don't like playing Senna. I mean, she's gonna be like a Nami or some shit. In my opinion. Whenever you see a Lucian in your game, you should probably place him. Oh yeah, I should probably eat hot before I go swimming. Hot tub. I don't know. I like distance. It brings out the truth in a lot of people. Really good. I don't like to stick together because this is how I kill people on Oriana and like other champions. So I personally don't like to stick together just because of like how I play. I'm okay. Oh my gosh. I don't see how that's bad. But he has some kind of Scorpio in his fucking chart. That's probably why everything he does is like fucking super sensitive to like certain. I'm kind of dead. I'm trying to avoid building tank because I want to see if you guys can do it. I don't want to fucking do everything, Jesus. Yeah, this definitely like Scorpio or something. Is anything, Cancers and Pisces are so passive that they're not really that possessive? Scorpios are. There's nobody to heal but myself. You know, I think the reason why she's so weak is because she takes so long to charge. Like, I feel like if she didn't take any time to charge, she would be super OP. But I think that was the whole point of charging. Is so she's not OP, you know? So, I don't know. I feel like we've tried Hurricane before already. I don't know. I don't think it's effective. I don't think Hurricane works. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Hurricane works. Thank you. I mean, maybe you guys think it works, but I don't think it works. I like to charge my phone when I turn it off. I like to turn off my phone and then charge it. Gosh. I'm waiting for Jen. Oh, my birthmark used to be here, but it's not like I really had a birthmark. It like dispersed into nothing. But no, my birthmark is like my artery. So I didn't really want people to know where my artery was. But I mean, obviously you guys know now, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, see what I mean? She takes so long to charge that, like, I don't know. No, that's what I kind of meant by, like, there's no reason to script her, because she has so many things. Her range is really bad. Her thing takes like 10 years to charge, and then her cooldown takes another freaking 10 years. So, like, honestly, it's really, really, really hard to, like, I mean, you can counter, no, wait, what would it be? I don't know what it would be called. But if you, well, that's kind of like, okay, so or maybe you guys don't really understand. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna explain it and you guys can, whatever the fuck you want to do. So, if you look at, remember when Kindred had her ult and then everybody was like playing it like non-stop, right? But then once they changed the ult, no, it's the W, they nerfed the W and they changed everything and then everybody stopped playing. I don't think Riot wants people to stop playing any champion, And then Xayah, thank you, people kind of stopped playing her because of her feathers. Like, even now, I think not a lot of people want to play her, like when she first came out. So I think Riot's trying to avoid that kind of situation, thank you, where like people don't want to play the champion. I'm pretty sure there's like other reasons, but I don't want to talk about that because then people get all salty and shit. So I'm trying to like purposely avoid that conversation and trying to talk about everything else of why they would want to do something like this. But I think mostly it's because of what happened with Kindred that Riot doesn't. Okay, you guys have to listen to what I'm saying now. Okay, we're not speaking crackhead. We're not talking about cocaine here. Okay, we're not high on cocaine. We're not having a high conversation on drugs. Okay, we're talking about a League of Legends champion like Kindred, right? When League of Legends came out with Kindred, I want my music. All right, anyways, fucked. Remember, thank you. So, remember when Kindred came out, a lot of people really, really liked playing Kindred, right? And then with every single, it's not a nerf, it's just change. And for some reason, people never like the change. Like, I mean, for me, it was okay, but I don't know, it just became kind of hard to play, and Kindred didn't really mean that much to me. So I just didn't really feel like playing, but I'm guessing a lot of people kind of had the same thing where they don't like what they did with Kindred. I don't know if Riot purposely, well, okay, so let me see other champions and see what you guys are, well, okay, so in my opinion, Akali is a lot like what they did with Kindred. Like, their change is very, very difficult to play. Because if you think about Kindred and the new Akali, it's pretty, in my opinion, it's pretty difficult. Like, I don't really like the new Akali because Akali, whatever, I don't like it. I just don't. I mean, the Nivea alt is kind of the same. Everything's like the same, but people still don't want to play Nivea. So, like, I don't really think it's. I don't know. I just don't think people want to play Kindred. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. Thank you. Where, like, it's so easy that, like, after people get a really, really hard change that they don't want to play. But that's not really, no, Xayah, if you guys were playing Xayah, like when Xayah first came out, like, there were so many feathers you could fucking throw out. Oh my gosh, I'd be like, 10, 10, 11, 11, we got 11! And then I think that's when Riot was like, alright, you guys, like, we can't be doing this shit anymore. But I personally really like Wolf, I really like the ult, but I don't think Riot liked it very much. No, it was Kindred first, then Xayah. And then from Xayah, I don't think they changed as much. And then now we have, what are the new champions that came out recently? No, I think it's because my mic, they fucking goes like every time I go hella loud. Alright, anyways. So, I know Kiana, Yumi, and Senna were kind of, well, Nico, see, that's what I'm saying, like, Riot has been giving us so many, like, close range. I don't think they want us to have, like, 1v9 games. I think
they're trying to force us to work as a team, you know? And that's why every single champion that they've been coming out with has just been like not a solo ability game, like, you know what I mean? Like, Yumi's really strong. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it in the pro plays, but she's super fucking strong when she works as a team. Like, everybody gets a heal, you know, and then it works really, really well. But if you play like Yumi like me in solo queue, it doesn't work. I mean, it kind of works if you can ADC and figure your head around it, but otherwise, like, I don't think it really works. And Kiana is just more like, it's not mechanic based, like, no, see, that's why I try to play Kiana like a support, because I was like, nothing is useful except for her ult and, like, Earth Stun. But, like, everything else is just kind of like, you know, because, yeah, exactly, Jax and stuff, they jump quite a distance. So, I personally don't really like Kiana that way. So that's why I'm like, yeah, but Kiana is, I do agree. I've seen some pro players who play Kiana really, really well with teamwork, and oh my gosh, the stuns are fucking insane. Because you know her stun has, like, no range, right? It's just fucking insane. Yeah, I think they did change the ult, or it's either they changed the ult, or we just figured out how to use it. But I think they changed it. I think they changed it from a whole entire range to, like, one, like, thing. I think they changed it to, like, one thing because they're like, okay, maybe this is not the best idea. um, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a debate of either a whole entire map, a range, or, like, you know, and I'm pretty sure the Ezreal thing came up, but personally, I don't understand the Ezreal thing, so you guys are gonna have to speak up about that. But, I mean, Ash's ult is pretty narrow, so it doesn't really matter, you know, but I can see why you guys would argue the Ezreal thing, because I can see it from someone who has to go up against Ezreal, but I don't understand it from a person who plays Ezreal. So, I mean, I can talk about other stuff, it's just like, I don't like to do that, because I know a lot of e-girls like to do that for attention, and I'm like, honestly, it's not going to bring you attention, it's just going to bring you problems. Like, I know how to handle it because of my past, but I don't really want to encourage people to do that, and that's why I go so hard, because I'm like, I mean, if you're going to keep doing it, then, like, you're going to keep doing it, and at a certain point, I'm just not going to answer it anymore. Like, if it doesn't benefit anybody in my life, I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it. So, yeah, but, like, Kai'Sa, I feel like, well, Kai'Sa, they've always kept the cooldown at an insane amount, and, like, the range is still fucking insane. So, I think that's why, I mean, I would not be surprised if they changed Kai'Sa's cooldown in, like, late game, because I know they try to do that with Senna, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but apparently, because I didn't build any cooldown this game, you guys realize that, right? And my Q started getting shorter and shorter, so they could be trying that, but, I mean, even if they give us Q, thank you, they took away our ult, so, like, you see why this job is fucking difficult, and why this, I don't see the point of scripting. Like, talking about, like, okay, so thank you. Fuck. Like, if I was to script, you guys realize, like, I would have no content, right? You know what I mean? I would just have, like, a really high elo rank and then, like, nothing. So, I don't know. But yeah, Nico, I think they changed, no. I think they just came out with a really not that long kind of ult. Okay, we're talking about Nico, we're not talking about dicks here, because that dick was nice. But there's a reason why I kept going back. Alright, anyways, back to this. So, this was Nico. I know a lot of people use Q, but I think that just might be a script, because her Q actually doesn't have that good of a range. What the fuck is progression? Like, you don't even let me click on it. Well, actually, I learned W from Reckless. So, that would be more of a Reckless thing. I don't know. I know Camille was like the first of the really difficult champions they came out with in recent years. Like,
I still can't get my head around fucking Camille, man. Like, oh my gosh, I can't play this champion. Like, it's not just the runes. It's like, okay, so if I could do the runes and if I could do cooldown, I still would not be able to do like some of the whatever people pro player. Have you guys seen that? Like, they just fucking like, oh, I remember a lot of people were trying to like go over walls, but it's funny because like all the people like in like other countries, they didn't even bother trying to go over walls. They just like, I just thought it was really interesting because like I'm pretty sure Meteos would try to jump walls, but like nobody in other countries did that. And oh my gosh, that shit was so broken. Like, have you seen some really really fucking good Camille plays? Like, oh my god, what the fuck? No, the angles that they hit, and it's not really breaking it because it's like, I don't think you guys fucking understand. Okay, so one of the reasons why I don't like to play Camille is because they know which walls and they know like, yeah, and then they could do this after they hit their thing, and then they know when to see what I mean, like this thing. And you have to time it right, thank you, because of the cooldown. So it's like, if you don't time everything right in the right angles, like, you're never gonna, it's not just never gonna hit anything, and I'm not even talking about the shield is fucking out the window. But what I'm talking about is, like, most of the angles and stuff, oh gosh, you guys don't understand how hard this champion is to play. No, I understand the scripts, but I don't think they're scripting. I think they genuinely know the map and the layout and everything so well that they don't need to script. They would just script to like protect themselves, but otherwise, I genuinely think it's just skills. And for Kai'Sa, it's kind of like Nidalee and Elise, where like you have to get your head around like ranged and then melee. Because Kai'Sa's alt, thank you, is more is more melee than ranged. But then you can't be like super fucking close, and then so you gotta switch your head around. And that was one of the weaknesses I've always had with Nidalee and Elise, and that's why I never really went into like one form or the other. Anyways, don't judge me. Zoe is kind of like Camille, in my opinion. Except for this. This just turned into like a straight fucking like script. Like a lot of people just started scripting or like doing really fucked up shit. So like, honestly, I think Zoe's great, but there's like, I know, I think it was kind of my fault with the whole like wall thing, and then everybody just kind of went insane with it. No, but I don't think it's bad. Like, this is why I love League of Legends. This is why I love solo queue, because it's like, I learn from you guys, and then I transform your idea, and then you guys take my idea, and then you guys transform my idea. Like, that's why I was always like, honestly, I'd rather be in a low elo and have these conversations and be able to come up and share, thank you, these ideas, than to just be like challenger and like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make me happy just being stuck in one place and not being able to, well, it's not being able to, you just don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, if you're constantly boosted, like, you're not going to understand these things because you wouldn't need to do this, right? If you just buy accounts and you buy boosts, like, does that kind of make sense? It's not a trade-off. It's what you want from the game. Like, if you just want a height, well, actually, that's kind of why I started talking about Season 1 elo boosting. Because I think Season 1 elo boosting was not actually so much of, oh yeah, if I buy a boost. It was more of, I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna fucking beat you, and you're gonna have to, So, like, that's kind of why I always, like, praise Season 1 boosting. And that's kind of why sometimes I don't go against elo boosting, because I'm like, what if I say I'm against elo boosting, and it's actually, like, the first Season 1, and, you know what I mean? So, it just, no, that's why I always emphasize, thank you, the point of, it's how you play, it's not what rank you are, it doesn't matter what champion or whatever. Like, I understand a lot of you guys like to play certain things based on lores, but then at the same time, like, you have to understand, like, no, Zoe's really high level, but because of her W, sometimes it's not really high level anymore, yeah, so that's kind of where like the thing gets kind of like MF Miss Fortune is probably like the easiest fucking champion to play. Like I know you guys are like, oh, Quinn is so easy. Like no, MF is fucking easy. Okay, like you think Varus is easy? Like Varus is actually pretty difficult because you have to get close enough to auto. But for MF, you have like fucking that range is just unrealistic. Like if you really think about like MF's range compared to like any other champion in this fucking game, like shit is fucking broken. Okay, like people are like, oh, Ashe is so easy to play. I'm like, bitch, do you even have Q? You know, so it's really I think MF is the easiest champion in this whole game. Like you guys can say otherwise, you guys can say Hem, you guys can say whatever the fuck you want. But in my opinion, okay, MF is easier to play than any of these fucking champions. Like Ezreal is hard because you need a lot of teamwork. See, that's why remember yeah, so thank you. Dude, I can talk about this game all fucking day, honestly. No, Riot's still struggling. Like, since I brought up the whole any attack speed hurricane thing, I think Riot's been like, oh, fuck, like, we gotta figure this out. Alright, why did I think about that? So, remember how, like, Shiv, I think, is it Shiv? That electric thing, right? And then there is Hurricane, thank you. And I was just like, honestly, can I do this on every champion? And then from there, it's just, you know, fucking, here we are, thank you. So, I mean, no, that's from mid lane mains. Like a lot of mid lane mains were like, they're like, how do I say this? It's not the no cap. It's the amount of damage they do onto the turrets without attack speed. Thank you. So, no, I had to think about what I was thinking and then try to describe what I had in my mind in words, which is hard for me. But, because you guys know how, like, a lot of, like, mid laners, they do, like, an insane amount of damage on turrets. And then I started realizing, like, maybe this is why they've never thought about getting attack speed. But I was just fucking around. Like, there was no other reason besides me fucking around. You know, there wasn't like, oh yeah, I was trying to, no, I was just fucking around. So, I know you guys were all trying to win the game, but I was just fucking around. I mean, that goes with any program. That's why I like to work as a team regardless of anything. And yes, thank you. That is definitely why I don't like idiots on my team. Because any program, thank you, any program, anything in life, there's always going to be a weakness unless you work as a team. Like, say I have a team, right? Like, I don't want to use men as an example. Alright, anyway, so say I play here, I'll just choose Jhin, okay? Thank you. So say I play Jhin, right? And I know Jin's weakness is he takes a long time to load. So if I play for his weakness and Jhin focuses on what he's good at, then I can focus on what I'm good at. You know, like if he plays Jhin, then I can counter it, you know? And then it's like if you have a team of everybody who is actually good and capable of doing what they, you know what I mean, then it becomes really good. What does this have to do with League of Legends? Because it's literally that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why, like, sometimes I try to remind you guys, like, don't always think that because somebody else is doing something better than you that it's necessarily a bad thing. Like, you should focus on what you're good at because, you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I was, like, trying to use a League of Legends example because it's like, I don't think you guys like when I play Jhin at all. Thank you. So, is Jhin a weakness of mine? If you mean why the fuck I can't play like somebody else who knows how to play Jhin, then yes, that is definitely a weakness of mine. But if you mean like why do I purposely not play Jhin well? I mean, fuck. Because I don't want to. But I should use another champion as an example. Okay, like Lucian or Kalista, okay? Lucian and Callista needs like a lot of distraction so you can kind of bait the other person into where you want them to be. Like Lucian and Callista jump around a lot, right? So you kind of have to be a support that can bait them. But then, oh my gosh, have you guys seen my Lucian and Callista? Shit, that thing is so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, so very good point bringing up Lucian and Callista. So yeah, it's something like that where it's like you cannot have a strong team unless you have a strong Lucian or Callista player, right? So it's like even if I am my own one-man team, thank you, like no, I think that's what Riot's working towards now, and that's why like Kiana and like all these new champions since Camille are just like they're not so much like well, Shin is not like that. I think it was Alright, Soraka, Sivir, and Sona. Okay, I'm sorry, but I think Riot's realized and it's just, you know, maybe they were no, well actually I don't even think it was the security was even a problem in season one, to be honest. I think it was something that became a problem later on. So I understand, and that's why I hesitated today. But my point is, you know, Morgana could solo, remember? When I did a fucking tank Morgana? Riot was so quick to fix that. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this? Oh yeah, they fixed attack speed Janna real fucking quick. Oh man. No, Reckless has, when Reckless was playing ADC Janna, I think it was because he plays with Nemesis a lot, so Nemesis is constantly giving him tips, and Reckless isn't like me, where I'm a fucking stubborn-ass motherfucker that doesn't listen to anybody at all, you know? So, I'm pretty sure Reckless was like, alright, I need some motherfucking attack speed, I need some AP, so Nemesis, what would you suggest me do right now? Because I need to do fucking damage, you know? And then you see how like because Reckless think he was willing to take his opinions, how he became such a strong ADC Janna using AP and not so much attack speed. Because I do attack speed, but I think Reckless does more damage heavy, you know. And I'm pretty sure it came from Nemesis because he's the AP of the team, so he probably, you know. And the tanking thing, I'm pretty sure he didn't really ask. What's his name? Whippo, right? I don't think he asked Whippo. I think he asked another tanky friend of his because Whippo doesn't play like that. So his playstyle and his damage and his tankiness does not seem to be Whippo style. I think it's somebody else. Anyways, so yeah, you know, Reckless is not like me. He actually does take opinions and suggestions from other people, and I think that's what makes him strong because he's more willing to hear people out, whereas I'm like, honestly, just try to fucking kill me and see if I survive. Like, that's my way. It's not so much Reckless's way, but it's definitely my way. So, how about Anivia? I build Anivia the way that I do because people are always trying to kill me, and like, even if you tell me like, hey, you know, maybe you should not build health, I'm way too paranoid and like I don't trust people like that, you know, and like it just would never work for me. Oh, Lux, how did I get so good at Lux? Honestly, she just pissed me off and I wanted to fuck with her. So that was the inspiration behind that. You see how like slowly when she stopped fucking with me, I just stopped playing Lux. So yeah, there's that. Why don't I Kali jungle anymore? I feel like Riot like worked a Kali around the fact that they don't want me to jungle her anymore. Why? Because you know how the cooldown, thank you, is like yeah, exactly. So I swear to God, Riot literally spent the time being like, how the fuck do we get Christine out of the fucking jungle? Because I swear, man. No, because your cooldown, you know, the bar, and I tried every single item, and I was just like, honestly, attack speed doesn't work, cooldown doesn't fucking work, damage doesn't work, jungle items don't work. Like, I'm like, alright, you know what? Alright, I get it. Oh man. Why didn't I try Irelia? Oh man, there's something about her abilities. Oh yeah, that's why. That is a clear thing of Christine. Try not to jungle the freaking Irelia, okay? Thank you. So that's one. Second one is what the fuck is this? And I think the cooldown was way too long to be in the jungle. That's why. Okay, so Irelia's cooldown was, I think, insane because I know a lot of you guys were like, oh yeah, you can just play like this. I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, if I can't jungle something, I'm not gonna play it. Why do I do that? Because if you can jungle a champion, that champion is broken. You know? So why would I not play that champion? Alright, anyways, I should stop fucking like this. Brand jungle? Oriana jungle used to work. But with these runes, I don't think it works anymore. um... I don't think they changed that much about Shyvana though. I think they didn't change anything about Shyvana. No, they changed something. Oh, trust me, they changed something because they won't let me jungle. Fucking, I'm not mad. I'm just saying. I think the reason why Riot wants to do this is because they realize, like, okay, maybe this is very unbalanced. I'm like, honestly, I'm okay with it. You don't see me complaining, like, but you know, I don't understand on their end why they wanted to nerf it, but I'm guessing that it would have been something where it like was so unbalanced that like people who aren't, they just didn't, they don't, and I think, fuck it, whatever. What is this? I know there's a lot of champions I purposely don't play, and there's a reason for it. Oh yeah, this shit fucking doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know what the fuck Meteos is doing. Fucking Sejuani every single goddamn game. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, yeah, I hate all of this. Like, all of this is just so freaking, I hate it. I mean, I like Sejuani, thank you, before, because she was so tanky, and what were her bars? I think her bars were all even? Yeah, like Yorick, right? Thank you. So, I wanted to play her as a support, just so, like, you know, that was, like, the only reason. And then, like, now that all of it's gone, I'm like, fuck this champion. But, Zyro, they actually spent a lot of time doing this. I think Zyro's probably the only champion that has an AP cap. So, thank you. And I'm perfectly fine with it because Riot went from mobility cap to being like, honestly, I don't think it would fucking stop her. So then they threw that out the window. And then I think what they did, I remember playing once and I was just like, fuck, I can't do any more goddamn damage. What the fuck? And I try to build like as much AP as possible and took away like my mobility and I think other stuff. And I was just like, I still don't think I can do damage. Because I don't think Riot wanted to take away any of my abilities. I think they just wanted to like change the items. And I think that's when everything started going to be like, because they went from changing mobility to changing cooldown to now thinking about APs. So I would say that's very much my fault. And that's why I'm asking Riot to please bring back the runes, because if they bring back the runes, then they might buff the items again. Does that make sense? Because, yeah, exactly. So, let's hope they fucking bring back some more runes, because holy fuck, I don't know if I can live with this. Not that it's bad, because they're, like, distracting me with new champions, so that shit's fucking great. But, no, you guys should have some input, too. Like, it shouldn't just all be me, Jesus. But, but, thank you. Syndra, why did I do Syndra? Oh my gosh, you guys realize, like, Syndra's probably the only champion with that much fucking range now, right? Like, if you think about Lux, she doesn't have that range. Like, none of these champions have that range. And that, people, is why I play Syndra. No, so... How could I jungle? Because I can pick the W and... Yeah.
Okay, Vi just fucking sucks dick. I honestly just bought Vi just for that fucking one skin. Like, I don't think I've ever played Vi otherwise. So, Meteos plays Aurelion Soul Jungle. You guys should go ask him because I don't know what the fuck he's doing. This fucking Talia Aurelion Soul, I don't know what, no, you guys, I don't know what you guys are doing. I cannot be the person to ask for this. Oh yeah, I never played Talia. Why? I don't know, I think it's a shitty champion. It's fucking boring. Like, the story doesn't mean anything to me. It's just fucking, I don't care about this champion. Sorry. But, yeah, that's about all there is to talk about the game. And then the rest I have to actually play. You know, like today, most of what I was talking about was, oh yeah, why do I think that it's not broken? Or why do I think that, you know, it's balanced, you know? Because I feel like a lot of people have been dealing with a lot of scripts with Senna. So you guys are all like, oh, this champion's broken. And I'm like, oh, honestly, I don't think it's all Riot's fault. So, just thought you guys should know that. Why did I not build gold income today? Thank you. I did not build gold income because Riot's rebalancing it to the point where it's not OP, but it's also not broken. Does that make sense? um, there's something wrong with gold income, and I think that's something Riot's been trying to fix. It's not because it puts you ahead of whatever. I don't think it's the abuse. I think it's the fact that they want to see their other items. Thank you. I was gonna say it's like the runes, but nobody understands what the fuck that they took away the runes, and I don't really want to like snitch on you. So like I don't know what to do. So thank you. But yeah, I think it's something like that. So I don't know. I don't really want to speak on it, but if you know, you know. But I would say it worked because I mean I built no gold items and it was fine. So have they readjusted the prices? No, it's building items into other things. Thank you. Because I think I was building lifesteal and I was building this into it. So yeah, it was fine. Yeah, but I'm trying to make the game harder, not make the game easier. Like, what the fuck? Why would I? Oh, right. Why you do this? Alright, anyways. No, Riot's actually trying to be, like, nice to everyone, not just people who have been here for a long time thing, you know? And we all know that... So, yeah. 45 hours? How long is that? I don't even want any of these things. I just want this really cute dinosaur looking thing. Actually, I just wanted to keep it. Like, I don't even want to use it. But anyways, you guys never have that moment of like, I think it's really cute, but I don't want it. But, why? Because I'm not, this doesn't reflect my emotions at all. I don't ever go, oh, I won. So, I don't want it. I just want it to keep it. What is this? Yeah, I can't use that. Alright, on to the next one. Ooh, I want to use this one. I use this one a lot. Good as gold. No, I would use this one. This one reflects more of my emotions than this one. And I do this a lot. But I can't do this in League of Legends because it would be like automatically floating. Ah! Dude, this would flame the fuck out of somebody. They'd be hella pissed. You just fucking do this and then they get hella pissed. Who the fuck is this? I mean, well. Ooh, oh fuck, it's commercial. Oh, I want to go eat. Football makes me hungry. Is it me, or do, like, fucking NFL make you want to eat? If it doesn't make you want to drink, it makes you want to eat. Alright, I'm gonna go, why am I looking at this? Because I just love looking at, like, new stuff after a while, you know? This is why I sometimes take breaks. No, because it's like such negative energy, and it's like after, you know, like before I got a job, it was like probably like a really, really negative atmosphere, and then now that I'm back after getting a job, like, can you guys see how that like kind of went away? Because I was just doing something that focuses my energy. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I suggested you guys get a job, and the reason why I say get an hourly wage job is because, well, okay, I forgot to tell you guys this because I think. Alright, thank you. So, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if you guys work for a small business, they're going to be very reliant on you, and sometimes they might need you to work even more because they don't have, like, the security of a corporation, right? So if you work at Walmart, if you work at Target, like, you can probably take more days off than if you were to work at a small business. Like, if I was to take a day off, like, I would need to be replaced because they cannot take that, like, insecurity. But if I was working at Walmart, or if I was working at Target, or if I was working as a barista, like, they wouldn't really care because, one, they have security, so that means they can either replace you or they can just, you know what I mean? So, it's really up to you guys if you guys want a job. No, I wanted to leave my swimming job for a really long time because I was just like, I don't feel safe, first of all, and, like, I don't like the atmosphere, and, like, I just didn't really like doing it anymore, so I honestly kind of wanted to quit, but I didn't really want to quit. So then when they said, oh, we're gonna let you go, I'm like, thank God, because I wanted to quit a really long time ago, but I don't like to give up. So it's like, thank God you guys said something, because I, I don't like it here. Like, I really liked my first swim job, and oh my gosh, it was like the best place ever. Like, you know how some people say, like, oh yeah, really flexible for school, but then in reality, they're not? Like, so, I really liked Aqua Swim School or something like that. Aqua Swim School? I think it's San Mateo or something. No, Redwood City. No. Redwood. No, she needed security. I needed flexibility. Like, I could work 2 days a week for, like, yeah, I really, really like this place, the Aitkins Peninsula Swim School, because they were so flexible and they're a small business and they actually legitimately uphold their, like, reputation of we will have very flexible schedules. Like, I was literally a swim teacher there for, like, a few years and working like 1 or 2 hours because I had school and I had other things, and honestly my life was just a mess, but they never ever fired me because they were actually like a legit small business with flexible hours. Not just saying, oh yeah, we're hella flexible, and then when you actually need days off, they cannot give you days off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I mean, I was at that job for like 3 or 4 years, and I felt really, really fucking safe. And that's probably why I was there for so long, and I really appreciated how, like, flexible they were. But at my second swim job, like, oh my god, I fucking hated that place. And it was just like, I don't like it. Like, it's not, I don't like people to flirt with me. You know, that's the thing. I don't like people flirting with me at work. So, like, at my first swim job, nobody flirts with me at work. So I was never uncomfortable. No, that's why, like, when Riot came out with all this stuff, I was like, honestly, like, this is why I don't want a salary job. Like, I'm sure I can get a lot of men to protect me, but the things that those men would do to protect me, like, you guys would be like, oh, look at this fucking rich-ass bitch trying to fucking do all this shit. Like, fuck her. And honestly, like, that's why I say I don't need help, because when I actually do need help, there's a lot of people that will help me, but then when they help me, like, it's gonna be pretty bad for you guys, and I don't want it to seem like it's unfair, and I don't feel like going through my whole life explaining to you guys why it's happening, you know? So, Why did I bring this up? Because in esports, I don't think you guys understand why I like this so much. Does that kind of make sense? I've had, oh yeah, no, it was actually from, okay, so how do I explain this? How do you guys look for, if they have a stable schedule for you, or if they have very flexible schedules for you, like, if they're hiring you, thank you, and they say, like, we need you probably, like, 2-3 times a week, like, we're not sure if we can give you 8-hour days yet, or, like, they'll be like, we can give you 5 to 7 hours, or, like, so, here, I had a few different job offers, but I wanted a stable job because I was like, okay, well, there's preseason and there's Worlds, and then before the LEC starts, I have like a few months, and then before that, I don't really have school because I'm technically kicked out for another quarter. So I was just like, honestly, I just need a really stable schedule. So then, and it worked out because it's like EU times with fucking 6 to 1:30. Like, I was like, holy fuck, this is fucking great. But the reason why I never chose the gas station is because I was like, I will be the only person, and like, and my family hated it, so it's like, I will be the only person, and this company will, I mean, this business will really, really depend on me. Like, I cannot take breaks, I cannot take vacations, I can probably barely do anything with streaming because it's gonna be so, like, you know, and my family didn't like it. So then when they heard that I can be a receptionist at a pet's place, they were really, really happy because they're like, we don't like you working at a gas station. But I did not realize that this pet place would be so reliant on me that, like, after a while, I was like, I love animals, I can't let them down, and this is like a job, I don't want it on my record that I was only here for like a week. So that's kind of my fault because I knew they were going to be very, very stable schedules, and that's why actually I chose them. But I did have job offers as a barista, and I did have job offers as a ice cream place or whatever. Like, I had 4 job offers, including this receptionist job, and I chose this receptionist job because it was the most stable schedule. Because when there was the ice cream scooping job, they were like, well, we're not really sure what the schedule is yet. And I was just like, if you guys want a job like that, I mean, if you guys want a job where you kind of just go in, learn some stuff, get used to stuff, and then quit later, I would suggest you do stuff like ice cream scooping. Because if they're not sure what hours they can give you, then most likely you can walk in and out like nobody gives a fuck. Like, honestly, like, and then for barista jobs, those jobs go quick, you know, like, very, very few times do people stay in the same job for a very long time. And that's kind of why I chose the receptionist job, because I was like, I am going to have a few months of nothing to fucking do because I have nothing to fucking do legitimately, and I can't play any more solo queue because it's the same fucking thing every day. So I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna go get a fucking job because I'm fucking bored. I can't go to school. Like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm fucking so bored. So, yeah, and Reckless isn't streaming, so I was just like, honestly, like, I'm fucking done. I'm just gonna go get a job and find something to do. So I did, and if you guys are considering what I said, I would highly suggest you really think about, thank you, if you want a job to depend on you. Because my job now depends on me, because I organize and I do what's best for the business, you know? But if you're kind of like, you want to walk around a lot, you want to pretend like you're doing a job but not really doing a job, I would suggest you work at Walmart, Target, CVS, any type of corporation where the company will not depend on what you do. Like, if I don't do a good job, my job will lose business, and if they lose business, then that means I will lose my job eventually because they will be unable to pay for me, right? So I like that responsibility because it doesn't make me think about how little Reckless is fucking streaming right now and how long I have to wait until Reckless plays again. So for me, that is very beneficial for me because I like to do my job because I'm like, I'm not constantly thinking about when Reckless is going to play next. And I cannot go to school because I got kicked out of it for another fucking quarter, so it's not like I can consume my mind in something where it's not like something, right? No, this is drug addict behavior because I guess when you're psychologically or like whatever, doctors, I don't give a shit.
But they say like that's a very addictive personality where you easily get addicted to certain things and you overdo certain things because you have an addictive personality or whatever the fuck fancy term you guys have. So I am very well aware I have a very addictive personality, whether it's sex, whether it's a boyfriend, whether it's like love, whether it's drugs, anything in my life, I will get addicted to it. So that's kind of why I don't want to move to anyone else because he's pretty much the same. All right, anyways, besides the point. The point is, ooh yeah, grab that ass. All right, sorry. My point is, if you want a job where you can like take a vacation, like I actually cannot take a vacation because no offense, but a lot of things are really unorganized. And I think since I've came, I've kind of reorganized everything. And I think that's why my job kind of depends on me because it's like I organize like and like it's just a lot of different things. Okay, so for me, I do not want to work at CVS or Walgreens or like Target or anything like that because my efforts will not be noticed because I mean, what is my job at Walgreens and like CVS? Stock, right? You're supposed to straighten stuff and that's about it. Like you're not if you do more, there's nothing more you can do. You know what I mean? Like for me, I can do like extra filing or I can clean up the system a little bit and organize things or like I can help them in the back with the dogs, but I'm not allowed to because some motherfucker was jealous that I might take his job, which I easily fucking could because I actually care about it more than he does. So yes, it would be very fucking easy for me to. It's just I personally don't want to because when Reckless starts playing on LAC again, I'm not trying to work fucking all day, okay, all week. I'm trying to watch Reckless. I can't be cleaning up dogs when I'm trying to watch Reckless, okay? Reckless is number one priority, and then it comes to my job, and then it goes to school because school's kind of boring. So it's really funny how they keep thinking I want their job, which I easily fucking could. But then by the time I get the manager job, then that means I gotta work 7 days a fucking week and then 8 fucking hours, right? But where would Reckless go? Reckless wouldn't be in my schedule anymore. Okay? Anyways, so back to the subject that I was talking about. If I was working like at Walmart or something, thank you, I could probably work like 2-3 days, right? But then I would have all this time not watching Reckless because he doesn't stream. So that wouldn't be okay. So, yeah, if you guys are thinking of just kind of having, oh yeah, and thank you for reminding me because I remember at Long's Drugs, I would kind of like switch schedules or whatever, like depends on week to week, like say if I was whatever and, you know, so if you work for a corporation, thank you, you would be able to be like, okay, I don't want to work Tuesdays anymore, and then you can be like, well, I still want my hours, or if I don't really want my hours, honestly, like, I'm just fucking bored and I want a job, you know, you wouldn't really have to do very much at a corporation, whereas for me, you know, I need, like, more, so I didn't want to work for, like, Long's Drugs, and no, that's why I wanted to work as a barista. But then I actually really, really thought about it because I remember working as a barista. I got so fucking tired that, like, I didn't. What? 你不是说找便宜点的吗？他们12月2号才号就要来了，你再不买的话，12月2号才有 Black Friday 啊，Black Friday 看看有没有啊？你可以付多一点吧。I don't know 吗？或者是 I don't know。Black Friday 是什么时候？3号、4号，一个礼拜，maybe 一个礼拜吧。I don't know。When is Black Friday is on 29号。When is Black Friday? Hello。是你要叫我买便宜，又不是我。OK。你要 要我用什么付啊？你要我用我的卡付吗？What the fuck? You lie! 哎呦。OK。Hey Cliff, what can I eat with croissants? I have a bunch of croissants and I have no sauce. Oh wait, I think I have the onion cheese. Bye. Oh my gosh, my fucking family needs me right now. I don't remember what I was talking about. Hello?
Yeah, what are you saying?
I don't know. What can I eat with croissants that you can bring me from work?
Oh, you have hella croissants and you want something to put in the croissants?
Yeah. I don't want waffy.
I told Mom about our desserts and she was like, yeah, yeah. Everything's yeah.
Cool.
We have a spring roll.
No.
The inside is cheesecake.
No.
And we have caramel and chocolate.
I like caramel.
We also have a brownie.
No.
We also have a fuck you.
No.
We also have ice cream.
I like ice cream.
You like ice cream? But
Yeah.
I can't bring you ice cream.
So why'd you fucking offer?
What else? We have a chocolate custard.
No.
You don't even know what it is, bitch.
Chocolate custard just already sounds bad.
Yeah, but it's Adrian's favorite.
I don't care.
Pretty sure if Adrian likes it, you're gonna like it.
What is it?
Chocolate custard.
Sounds bad.
You're stupid.
Dude, no matter how many times you say it, it's not gonna sound better.
What the fuck do you want from my work? You told me you wanted fucking teriyaki sauce. I already got you that. What else do you want? You said you want fish and chips? You want fried fish?
I like fish.
You want fried fish or what?
Yeah, I want that fried white fish with no bones. Catfish, you know? Catfish looking meat.
Don't fucking guess. There's no catfish.
You know how black people eat that catfish, fried blackfish? I mean, fried catfish with the...
Yeah, that's for fucking poor people, Christine.
I know, but I like it. It doesn't have bones.
We don't serve that shit. We don't have catfish.
I just want boneless fish!
You want steak?
Can you put steak in a croissant?
You put anything in croissant. You can put a dildo in a croissant.
How about that fish? I don't like your grilled fish, though.
You don't like the grilled?
No, it's so dry.
You want the deep fried?
No, it doesn't go with the croissant. Croissant's already deep fried.
No, they're not, actually. You're retarded.
They're deep fried in butter. No, but
No, they're not.
they feel deep fried.
You're right about there being half butter, but they're not fried.
There's too much oil. I can't handle it.
It's literally half butter. That's why you get so many layers.
That's why I get fat too when I eat it. Alright, no, but do you guys...
You're the fattest one in the family now. I'm hella skinny.
Oh man, I am, huh? I'm like 160 something. Alright, anyways. No, I'm 150 something. I have not yet
Oh, yeah, so I'm 195.
Huh?
195.
Can you bring salmon?
How do you want it?
Like raw salmon to put in a croissant?
Raw? Sashimi.
No, you know how some people put like salmon in croissants?
No, they put salmon on bagels, and then it's called a lox bagel.
I don't like bagels, I like croissants.
That's what she's talking about, huh? She said raw, but she wants smoked. Costco,
Next. Okay. Is there any? What?
You saying you don't want the fried fish? I thought you were telling Mom that you want fried fish.
I do.
Just not for your croissant?
Oh, I want the crab thing, the circular crab thing. Rufus fucking ate it last time, and I didn't get to eat any because he fucking ate it.
Circular crab thing.
I don't know. It's like this brown fried crab thing.
Oh, crab cake. You want crab cake?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know.
It's like half crab too, so it's worth it.
Can you get the taco shrimps? Would taco shrimps go with croissants?
Taco shrimps? What do you mean by taco shrimps? The red colored shrimp?
Yeah. With taco shrimps?
Yeah, I got those on deck, bro.
Okay. Would those go with the croissant?
Yeah. I mean, anything can go with a fucking croissant.
Cove, I swear to God, if it doesn't work,
Eggs and cheese. All you need is eggs and cheese.
so that's disgusting. I don't want croissants with egg and cheese. You know, I don't want that.
Chinese don't eat croissants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't eat croissants.
Maybe it needs curry, you know, so it can be like the jinjiao, some ji some jinjiao. No, curry jiao,
Gotti.
gadi niu jiao or something.
What the fuck is a gotti yoga? Yeah, what the hell are you talking
gadi niu jiao 不是很像就 croissant 里面加一点 curry 不是吗？ Okay, Mom, bye.
What do you want for work, dude? You want the fried fish?
I want crab cake, and I want cheap ass taco shrimps, and I do not want the shrimp salmon. I don't want salmon anymore. I want the taco shrimp.
You hear that?
Where are we going?
My house. Come earlier.
Where are we gonna take Harvey?
Swimming?
To San Mateo?
Yeah. The wrong direction.
Okay, I'm down. I was.
Yeah, find some other swimming place for Harvey that allows pit bulls. Because Mom was telling me the place that you brought him to is now asking for life vests for the dogs.
No, they give it for free.
She said, fuck your mother. She's talking about herself.
But I'll tell you guys more tomorrow when I see you. But I'll be there at like 8 or 9. As soon as Mom wakes the fuck up, then I'll take her.
It's way too fucking early.
I wake up at 6, bro. Oh no, sorry. I wake up at like 5 or 4 in the morning.
No, it's funny because your morning shift, I'm night shift. I don't wake up till like afternoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And then I work till like midnight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll adopt Harvey, and then you can just sleep here. And then when you get home, he'll be clean.
Mom has to move my car at 9 o'clock in the morning anyways.
Why?
So you guys,
Oh.
I parked on the street.
So is Moss staying over?
The Moss Porsche is my parking spot, so I had to put the bend on the street.
I know. So is Moss sleeping over?
Yeah.
If Moss sleeping over, then I'll just come over there at like 9 o'clock.
Alright, deal.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Good night.
You good night.
I'm telling Ma, am I not on speaker?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I work at 6, 7, you know. I'll be there, man. I'll be there. Wait, hold on. The traffic isn't there.
You don't work tomorrow?
I know, but I'm used to waking up at like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Body clock.
Is there traffic at Baden?
There's always traffic like from 6 to like 10.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, that was fine.
Oh, okay, then it doesn't matter. I'll be there at 9. Bye!
Alright, I'll see you at night. Bye.
Bye. Do I just burp like that? Yeah. Sometimes I just burp answers. But yeah, the work thing, please consider, no. So when I was looking for a job, a lot of people were like, it seems like I was picking the job more than the job was picking me. So just kind of going with that kind of thing, especially if you're more focused on esports and you just want something to do, or like if you just want to learn, you know? I mean, don't tell them that when you're getting hired, but because I don't think they'll hire you if you're just like, I'm just really here to learn how this works. Like, I don't think they're gonna want to hire you. Or like, if you tell them like, yeah, I'm leaving in a month, like they're definitely not gonna hire you. Don't do that. But if you just like get a corporation job, I mean, it will be on your record. But if you're really in esports, like, would that really matter? I don't think so. But I know Costco, thank you. I know a lot of corporations drug test, so if you're clean like me, just wants to learn something or spend a lot of time doing something, I would highly suggest Costco and Target because they have really, really good benefits for full-time employees. And Walmart, I mean, if you have any kind of disability, learning disability, physical disability, Walmart and CVS would be more likely to hire you than Target or Costco. Target and Costco are pretty picky in terms of that because they don't really want, you know. So, what else is there? If you want a really fast-paced place and they don't care about how important you are, I would highly suggest you do food service. I would suggest Jamba Juice or Starbucks. Well, Starbucks actually also has really good benefits, but I feel like they're kind of more stable as a barista job compared to like random coffee shops kind of thing, you know? Because random coffee shops, usually they don't really care if you like stay like a month or a week or whatever, you know? So I'm just saying, if you want like a fast-paced workplace, try to find a really busy cafe because then they would be more likely to replace you or need you. It really depends. But yeah, if you guys just want a job, I would suggest a busy barista place or Target and Costco because barista places they hire people like really fast. So and then there's Target which hires people also really fast. Like they're always hiring. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. And then there's also Costco where they're always hiring unless like the branch that you go to has really stable because you know every single branch is different because every manager and hiring and employees city is different. So I would say Costco is pretty like depends on where you are whether they're hiring or not. But in terms of like Target, I think Target's always hiring no matter like where the fuck you are. I don't know how the fuck they can do that, but they can. Oh no, that's why they get tax cuts. Yes, corporations get tax cuts because of this, because they're like constantly hiring employees. Because when people want jobs, they will be able to give them instead of being like, oh, we don't have enough income, you know. No, the stuff in the tech world is something completely different. Man, I know so much about business because of all my jobs that I've gotten. But yeah, Jamba Juice is a franchise. I don't know anything about McDonald's. I would actually be careful as a woman working overnight for like drive-thrus and stuff. I hear dangerous stuff, and I think that's why my family didn't want me to work at a gas station. But yeah, do not work for small businesses unless you are ready to keep that job for at least a few fucking years. But if you just want it for like a few months, I would suggest you find cashier jobs. Cashier or stock jobs. Not warehouse. Like warehouse jobs are a little bit more stable in my opinion than just like a cashier job, you know? Or like if you're it has to be well, it's always food service, but if you consider like dishwashing, waitress or like hostess, those jobs I feel like are not as disposable as like barista and like juice making places, you know? I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion because I've never worked as a waitress. I never worked as a fry or like
you know, and I just feel like those jobs are like a little bit more like depends on who the fuck you know kind of thing. Versus like if you work as a barista, they don't really give a fuck. They're just kind of like, well, we hate you, and then you move on to the next one. So usually those jobs don't stay for very long, but they are very fast paced. If you're not like, yeah, I don't know what else I can suggest you guys. I think I've ran out of fucking ideas. Yeah, I think that's like all the jobs you can possibly get. You know, like food service, reception, cashier, stock, warehouse. I feel like warehouse jobs are all like full-time jobs. Yeah, I would think most warehouses jobs are like full-time jobs and like really stable too because they don't like new people constantly coming in because it's a warehouse, you know. Um, I mean contractor jobs are completely different, so I don't even want to talk about that. Like contractor jobs, you actually need a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I can't fucking see what it's saying. Contractor jobs, you need a little bit more requirement, or you just need to know the right people. Alright, anyways. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm done. Hold on, what does it say? All information treated. Please describe what you were doing before this crash. Ooh, report details. I wish to allow sending of the additional files. I don't know what the fuck this is. Do you guys just want this? I'm done. But it didn't even crash. What the fuck, right? Oh, it did crash. Oh no, it didn't crash. What the fuck is going on? My client's so confused. Dude, that guy has been there for so fucking long. I feel like when my dad was watching like NBA and stuff, that guy was already there. Oh wait, that's probably because my dad likes to watch. I don't care. My dad watches his football and I fucking entertain myself. No, like, oh god. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. Oh, my back. I'll be back tomorrow. Wait, hold on. No, I won't be back tomorrow. I'm gonna be taking my brother's dog to this place. Oh my gosh, where did my mouse go? Where the F go? Ooh, commercial San Mateo dog swim pool. Ooh, San Mateo. Yeah, dog pool club. I'm gonna be going there tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I'm gonna be going there tomorrow. Who the fuck is the images? I would like to see the pictures, please. I love this about Google. Alright, 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. Okay. Maybe I'll get there at like 8 p.m. Thank you. Is there a dog swim pool in San Jose? I don't see a fucking swimming pool. San Carlos. Sorry, I'm going to San Carlos. That looks fucking great. What the fuck? My internet's still connected? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? Okay. And they're gone! Oh my gosh, my computer's freaking out. Where's my mouse? Oh no, I gotta restart my computer. Alright, goodbye everybody. Can I even close it? Uh-oh. I can't even close it. And I'm pretty sure you guys can still see me too. I don't think it's frozen on your end. Yep. It's not frozen on your end, but it is on mine! Look at that. Look at that! Take it out of it. Where the fuck is it? I don't fucking know! Alright. Oh god. It's gone.